Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this doesn't work. Let's go ahead and enjoy Eat Crow Monday. It was just 2 weeks ago that everybody had written off my Dallas Cowboys, including a lot of you Cowboy fans. A lot of you guys, and after the Tennessee game, said the season is over, it's done, we're out of here, ain't no point in watching. And I said, you know what? I'll take bad football over no football. And I'm not giving up because we still had 9 games to go, a lot of season. That doesn't mean that it's going to end up the way we want to, but you got some hope. So I'm home today because I got to take care of some business and stuff. But I've been watching First Take, which normally the first segment is always doom and gloom when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm going to go ahead and watch this because we're into the second hour now before they start talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Let's check him out.
Dallas is now only 1 game back of the Redskins in the NFC East. America's team has a huge matchup on Thanksgiving against Washington, who lost Alex Smith for the season with a broken leg. Feel terrible for their fans after they lost
you're
their
clapping the broken leg?
Look who's here.
That's awful.
Now that! Don't do that to me, Max. Not that.
Classless.
No, I mean, listen, if you were from Philadelphia, that would make sense.
Exactly, but I'm not. I'm from Dallas, and I'm talking about everything's under control.
Will, does the NFC East belong to the Cowboys?
Yes, Molly. I'm alive. The Cowboys are alive. The season is alive. Unfortunately, Jason Garrett's job is still alive. Yes, the NFC East belongs to the Cowboys. Like holding something in your hand, Molly. Like, is it yours? Close it. Take it home. The Cowboys have everything going for them. They have 3 things. They have, number 1, the competition. The Eagles are suffering from apparently the ever-predictable Super Bowl hangover. We all said you didn't reinvent dynasties, and now they are slowly realizing it. The Redskins, sadly, as we just pointed out, as you just pointed out, Molly, are without Alex Smith, who suffered that terrible injury. So the competition is laying itself up for the Cowboys to just knock it on the green. And number 2, the schedule allows it. You get both the Redskins and the Eagles at home within the next 3 weeks. You can secure this thing in the next 3 weeks. And then finally, and perhaps most importantly, number 3, they have a formula. And it's become clear over the last 2 weeks. Hopefully, and I can only say hopefully, it's become clear to Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan. Feed Ezekiel Elliott 25 plus touches a game. Give it to the guy who has over his career
4,500 yards from scrimmage.
Like Le'Veon Bell and Todd Gurley. Give it to this beast. You want to know the beast of the East is not the Cowboys. The beast of the East is Ezekiel Elliott. The formula is feed Zeke, feed Zeke, feed Zeke, and win with that defense. Everything right there is in the Cowboys' hands.
Oh, Jackie Smith, bless his heart. He must be the sickest man in America. That is going to be Will Kane soon. Listen, this division is there for the Cowboys, if they want it. I mean, someone in this division has to take yes for an answer. If the Cowboys would simply take yes for an answer, they'll win the division. Look at the quarterbacks in the NFC East for a second. You're talking about Eli Manning.
Eli Manning.
He's been maybe the worst quarterback in the NFL starter this season so far. Colt McCoy is now the starter for Washington. Okay, back up, apologies to Colt McCoy, but come on. Dak Prescott has been no great shakes. Carson Wentz is excellent, but he's on a team that once they lost those back-to-back home games, it was sandwiched with a road win, but they lost back-to-back at home, the 2 consecutive home games, rather. They weren't going to overcome that, and that's what's happening now. If the Cowboys take yes for an answer, the division is there to win by default, which is hilarious to me, actually, Stephen A., because exactly what Will was lamenting, it means the coaching staff will remain in place next year so we can do this again. It's amazing for Cowboy haters.
You know, I'm just looking at the Philadelphia Eagles, and I just want to go down the real list about all of this stuff. You got Tim Jernigan. He hasn't played yet this season because of back surgery. You got Ronald Darby. He's out
here comes the excuses now.
And another cornerback in Jalen Mills. He's missed the last 2 games with a foot injury. All right, you got Darren Sproles, who's missed 9 games with a hamstring injury. You got your boy Lane Johnson, Max, coming on the offensive line. He missed last week's loss versus the Cowboys with a knee injury. We know about that. Carson Wentz missed 2 games this season. Jeffries missed 3 games this season. It's not just about a Super Bowl hangover. It's about being injury plagued as well. We've got to take that into consideration.
Wasn't that the same thing said about them a year ago when they won the Super Bowl?
Time out.
Yeah.
Zip it. I'm not finished with my point. I'm coming there. You wait. You sit back
here
and
we
wait,
go.
Mookie. Wait. Okay? So I went with all of these. I went with all of this stuff. And I threw all of that out to say, the Eagles, having lost, gotten ramrodded, beat down and embarrassed on national television yesterday. Having said that, I'm still telling you, the Philadelphia Eagles can still take this division. I'm still telling you, it damn sure does not belong to the Cowboys. I don't care what we saw from yesterday. If you remember last week, what I said, Will Kane, was this. The Eagles, and you remember this match that came on TV Friday, and they said, what chance do you give the Eagles against the Saints? You know, I said 0. They will get beat down. They're going to get embarrassed. They're going to get annihilated. And that is going to be their wake-up call. I said, you don't count yesterday. A matter of fact, to me, yesterday.
Wait a minute. You mean losing to the Cowboys was okay? You mean getting beat in front of your home fans by the Cowboys in a division game that matters wasn't a wake-up call? Putting your playoff chances on life support? You're telling me, Stephen A., that was not it? That it took getting embarrassed by the Saints and basically taking you out of it? That's the wake-up call? You can wake up, but you already did.
Works in the Eagles' favor because to get embarrassed like that, to get annihilated like that. Remember, we're not talking about them losing to the New Orleans Saints, stinking up the joint, and then their season just falls apart. We're talking about a team that was 3-3 and lost 3 of their last.
Hold on, Stephen A. By your philosophy, then, the Atlanta Falcons getting embarrassed by the Cleveland Browns last week, who they literally ran over them for over 200 yards rushing, that should have been the wake-up call for the Atlanta Falcons, shouldn't it have? Shouldn't it have? That they would have woken up and they would have come through and realized that they needed to save their season? But you're saying that New Orleans, okay, let's listen to them.
Last 4 or so, all right, or actually 4 of their last 5, 3 of their last 4, I'm sorry. And it's one of those situations where you don't have to worry about going against Drew Brees again, not to the playoffs. You get to deal with the NFC East the rest of the way, which is never solidified. It's up for grabs. You can go 9-7 and win this division. And I'm telling you, the Eagles are still in play, and I'm not conceding a damn thing to the Dallas Cowboys.
5-1.
Nothing.
Well, then they better go
Nothing.
9-7. You're right. 9-7 will probably win this division.
Okay.
That means they can lose 1 more. That's what the Eagles can do. And by the way, I don't think the Eagles are dead either. I'm going to tell you that, Stephen A. I don't think they're dead. But I like the Eagles more than I like your rationale. I like the Eagles better than a 41-point whoop down is good for somebody.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz 3 interceptions. Good for somebody, please, with this. That's not what the Eagles need. They need to get their act together. That's what needs to happen. Go ahead. I see your hand.
Wow.
I just want to go to the schedule. I do recognize they got a road game at the Los Angeles Rams. I understand that's daunting. Outside of that, they got the Cowboys. They got 2 against Colt McCoy's Washington Redskins. 2 against Colt McCoy's Washington Redskins. I mean, they got to go against those tough New York Giants. Let's not forget them.
And they still have the Rams and the Texans.
Philadelphia Eagles, the reigning Super Bowl champions, all right, devoid of much of a running game and struggling to defend against the pass, no doubt. I still have a chance in this division, particularly since I got about 4 games. The Giants, the Cowboys, and 2 against the Redskins.
Here's the thing about the NFC East.
I'm still in play.
The NFC East is, if you hate the teams in the NFC East, this has got to be an hilarious season, like really, truly hilarious season for you. Washington, of course, is fated to never win a Super Bowl, it seems, in recent years. The quarterback goes down. They're not going to win the division with Colt McCoy. I'm sorry, it's unlikely. If Dallas wants it at all, Dallas is winning the division.
If we won it all. What do you mean?
The coaching staff for another year. The fact that the Giants are going to wind up with 4 or 5 wins means they won't be able to draft their quarterback. The Eagles are no good this year, but they're actually set up best going forward in the future. This is like just an awful, abysmal year.
Wait a minute. Wait. Explain to me how the Eagles are the best going forward here. Understand that right now, the Dallas Cowboys are one of the youngest teams in the NFL. If we take off our long snapper, LP, and if Sean Lee retires, I guarantee you we are the youngest team in the NFL. You've got the best running back in football. Your offensive line still hasn't been what it once was, but it's still pretty damn good. And you have a defense that has now caught its stride. One of the top defense. A defense that held the high-powered Atlanta Falcons at home to 1 touchdown. And those guys are young. Jalen Smith, this is only his second year of starting football. Van Der Esch, who looks like Brian Urlacher and Sean Lee muted together. You've got a pass rush with a DeMarcus Lawrence, who is like third over the last 2-3 years in sacks and pressures. You got a Byron Jones, best cornerback in football. How is it that the Eagles at the moment are considered the best position going forward? I understand you got a quarterback, but you got a lot of people that are getting long in the tooth. You know, like Long, Michael Bennett, a lot of high-priced guys that are going to be replaced. Yeah, you'll have a high draft pick more than likely this year, but I don't think I agree with you on that one, Max.
For this division. Whoa. Before you just write off this division and start calling it the NFC least, there's a question. It's up on SI today. I think it's a fascinating question. It's honestly, it's the one I've been saying since the beginning, and the reason I put the Cowboys deep into this season, including into the Super Bowl. And it's actually
Into the Super Bowl.
Max Kellerman take. Okay, it's why can't the Cowboys be this year's Jacksonville Jaguars? They're clearly showing they have found a formula.
They got the defense.
Run Zeke, line. You throw to Zeke, just get the ball to Zeke over and over.
They just realized, give it to Zeke.
Yeah, I mean, Molly, it's come clear that they are just realizing over the last 2 or 3 weeks and play. It is sad.
Yeah.
And play defense. Now that is what I hung my hat on in my predictions. You will zig while everybody else zags. The Jags did it a year ago. This isn't going to be the NFC least. If the Cowboys can, all they have to do is do what they're built to do. That they built
Run the
3
football.
to 5 years to do. Now, do I trust Jason Garrett? Do I
No.
trust Scott Linehan? I do not, including, by the way, in the last 2 minutes of that game yesterday when they played for a long field goal again.
Yeah.
But if they can do what they're built to do, you won't be calling this the NFC least. You'll be calling this year's Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah. The problem is that, like, you eventually in the NFC, even if everything you believe is true, they can not only get in but win a playoff game, which is very unlikely that they advance in the playoffs. Eventually, you'll have to play, say, the Saints, who are very good against the run, and also can just destroy you on off.
Well,
They don't have
Hey,
the
Will.
talent to talk about them advancing in the playoffs.
Will, since you're big on predictions right now, feeling good about yours, how do you feel about tonight's game? Who you got? Rams
I got
or Chiefs?
Chiefs tonight. I got Chiefs.
okay, we'll leave it there. So that's the haterade take on the Cowboys. Of course, Stephen A. Smith still believes the Eagles will win the division. Max Kellerman basically says that the Eagles are best positioned for the future. I kind of disagree with that one. If the Cowboys do make a change in at least offensive coordinator, and you actually get an offensive coordinator that is good at play calling, with the youth of this team has a lot of good pieces. And if they're able to add a few more pieces here and there, and we do have money, you're looking at a team that is built, you know, everything is up and down in the NFC East, but you're looking at a team that could be good for years to come. They're young. You got a defense. If you start with that, you just need to have a good offense. And you've got a time-consuming offense right now. We need better play calling. We need Dak to get better. We need the wide receivers to get better. We need a go-to guy when the play breaks down. But you got to look and say, there's a lot of talent on that team. So, anyway, at least we finally got to it on First Take. Make sure you tune in tonight for our live stream at 9 o'clock Eastern, and also to check out Cowboys Experience. We're going to be going to the Eagles game, and I got to tell you, Cowboys Experience, it's going to be off the chain. So I'll see you guys tonight, and of course with news on the Dallas Cowboys throughout the day. I'll see you soon.